can't you just call her?
I can't call her. I left a message. I have some pride.
Do you?
No.
That's Chandler Bing and Matthew Perry's tragic death in October of 2023 rocked millions of people across the world and across generations, thanks in part to his iconic role in Friends. And now his family friends, through the Matthew Perry Foundation, is paying tribute via a special benefit concert called Live Loud Live in partnership with Make Music Matter. Joining us live now this morning is Caitlin Morrison, half-sister of Matthew Perry and the executive director of the Matthew Perry Foundation, and Darcy Ataman, CEO of Make Music Matter. Thank you so much both for joining us today to talk about this exciting concert coming up November 14th. Before we get into that, Caitlin, I want to ask you, Matthew would have been 56 years old yesterday. It was his birthday.
It was.
How are you remembering him today or even yesterday? I understand you got a tattoo.
I did. I got a little tattoo. So my mom sent me just a random old Christmas card that he had written for me forever ago. And so his name was in there in his handwriting.
Yeah.
And I had been wondering what to do, so I decided to. I'll show you.
Yeah.
I'll show it to you.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. I don't know if you can flip it up to the camera.
It'll be upside down. Yeah. I'm not that flexible.
There we go.
But,
oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah.
That's really special. If Matthew was here today, I know that you once called him the coolest human being who ever existed. What would you say to him?
Oh man, who even knows? I would give him a really, really big hug, and I would say, don't leave this space. Don't go away. Let's just stay here forever.
Yeah. Absolutely. Darcy, I understand Make Music Matter, your foundation does some really innovative work to help people through addiction recovery. Talk about the program and why this benefit concert is really a way to bring people together and to support organizations like both of yours.
Well, Make Music Matters pioneered a new form of music therapy that we created called Healing and Harmony. And it primarily works in severe war-torn areas around the world, in primarily Eastern Congo, but also Latin America and Syria and Turkey and in Canada, healing trauma. Because unless you're healed from that trauma, you lose your agency, and then you can't make other good decisions in life.
Right.
So if you're in good mental health, then school goes well, your job goes well. But if your mental health is not in that good space, those other things end up obviously not going as well. So it's really important to make sure that your trauma is healed and that you retain your agency.
Yeah, so this benefit concert, Caitlin, it really is paying tribute to Matthew's passion for addiction recovery. You've got a stellar lineup coming up November 14th. When we speak to people who are in recovery, they often cite, even Matthew said, the community, your support system, the people that are around you are so important in that process. The Matthew Perry Foundation, the work that you guys continue to do to bring that to people, what has it been like kind of carrying on that legacy?
I mean, it's an honor, and it's fun, and it's difficult, and it's a million different things. But the bit about community, it's huge, and we've sort of approached it as like, you know, the community of people who have been through the same thing, and how can we help each other. But it really, I think the best thing is when you find people who, you know, very rare, but you find somebody who they don't even have that in their family or their friend circle or any of that. But they've decided, I see people and they're struggling, and I walk down the street and I see somebody who's kind of sitting there clearly having a hard time, and instead of just walking by, they're now starting to stand up and they're wanting to do something about it. And so it's kind of showing people that their entire communities care about them and you know, want them to be in a good place. And I feel like that kind of, I think that's something many would love to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
And the name of this benefit concert, Live Loud Live.
Live Loud Live.
You can't get help if you don't talk about it. And for so long, mental health has been this stigma, and some people might not be comfortable talking about it. I know Matthew, in his book, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing, even talked about, you know, spending $7 million to try to get better, to try to recover. So Darcy, very quickly before we let you guys go, what are you hoping that this concert is going to do in terms of, using music as a universal language to bring people together and find that healing?
Yeah, it's to demonstrate and show that it's in isolation that the stuff gets worse. So even with Make Music Matter, and it's the same with addiction and what Matthew Perry House is doing, once you have an issue of trauma or poor mental health, it isolates. And I've worked all over the world in different war-torn areas, and the conversations I have are staggering of, oh my God, that happened to you, that happened to me. And despite living in an active war zone, of course these awful things occur, but it feels like you're the only person in the world that that's happened to.
Yeah.
And you have to eradicate that in order to heal. So the music portion is going to bring all of us together as a community to safely say, no, it's okay to talk about this stuff. Bring it into the daylight, and then you can heal.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I'm so excited for this. I wish you the best of luck. November 14th at Corner Hall in the Royal Conservatory of Music. Live Loud Live. Caitlin, Darcy, thanks so much for your time this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.